Hello, I'm Chris Fritsche, and I'm the State Park Superintendent for both the Battle of Lexington and Confederate Memorial State Historic Sites. This is our yearly informational meeting, and I'll be talking about both the Battle of Lexington and Confederate Memorial inside this video. Our informational meetings are designed to let you know what we've been doing, the program we might have, things that we've accomplished this past year, and more importantly, to get input from you guys to tell us how we're doing or how we might be able to accommodate you more. Last year was the first year we did an informational meeting on the videos. And let me tell you, the response was great. We got a lot more responses from people. We got a lot more comments, which helps us do our job a little better to get an understanding what you guys are looking for in your state parks. Currently, we're just outside the Anderson House at the Battle of Lexington State Historic Site. And we're visiting Confederate Memorial later on in this video. The Battle of Lexington became part of Missouri State Parks in 1958 to showcase the battle that took place here on September 18th, 19th, and 20th in 1861 between the Union troops and the Missouri State Guard. We were one of the first battles of the Civil War. The Anderson House, which you see right here behind us, was used as a field hospital throughout the entire war. And the battle was a hot button issue who had control of this building. The Union wanted to keep it as active as a hospital and a natural blockade against the State Guard, and the State Guard saw it as a great place to fire upon the Union entrenchments because of its height. Also on the grounds, remains of the entrenchments that were hand dug by the Union forces to defend the Union headquarters. They were dug completely to encircle the headquarters and were between 5 and 12 feet in height. Today, only mounds remain with these entrenchments, what have looked like, but we are one of the few battlefields in the U.S. that still have existing entrenchments today. Over the last year since we talked, we held our Living History on September 17th of our banner anniversary. We held our Christmas open house the first week of December. And this October 7th, between the hours of 5 and 9 p.m., we have our Candlelight Hospital tours. Now, if you can't make it out for that, during the day at that time, we'll also have Camp Life set up with reenactors milling around where you can ask questions, talk to them, see what life was for a Civil War soldier during that time frame. And then that evening, coming for the Candlelight tours, where you really get to learn what it was like for this being a hospital during that time frame. Also, please don't forget, besides the Anderson House tours that we do at 10, 12, and 2, we still offer battlefield tours as well at 11, 1, and 3. This will give you a chance to walk in the actual battlefield of the Civil War and get a better understanding why this is an important part of Missouri history. We also have a museum that you can go through and a short 20-minute film that kind of wraps everything up in a nice bundle if you don't have a whole lot of time. So please come out and come see us. Now, there's one more thing I want to share with you that I'm super excited about, so let's go over there and check it out. Now, as I was saying, this is one thing that really gets me excited. We have one of the 3 track chairs in Missouri State Parks for anyone to use who has some mobility issues. And if you don't know what a track chair is, let me show you a little bit. So a track chair is basically a wheelchair on tank tracks. It's got front wheelie bars. It's got back wheelie bars. It's battery operated. It gives us about a 4-hour continuous use, but we let people actually use them for about 2 hours at a time. Do a nice little slow pan around everything. Nice wide base to keep you nice and sturdy and safe. It does have a seat belt and leg restraints down below to keep your legs locked in a stationary position. Does have a control panel right here for joystick. Lets you adjust speeds. There's a little horn to it. And over on the other side, you can adjust the pitch of the seat up and down for more comfortability. But that's a track chair. And it really was designed to hit the trails, to give people options, to be able to get out and explore some of the nature that we have in Missouri State Parks. As I said, there's 3 of them. Elephant Rock State Parks in Bellevue, Missouri has one. Bryant Creek State Park in Alba, Missouri has one. And then we have one here at the Battle of Lexington State Historic Site. All we ask is you reserve your date and time by calling us about 48 hours in advance so we know you're coming. And then you can set up for about a 2-hour time slot. Now, we know that's not always possible. So if it's a last minute thing and you're coming out to visit one of those 3 state parks, and if you come out and ask us if it's available, and if it is, we're more than welcome to let you use it. It's what it's designed for, is to get people out there in the nature and to try it out. So we've had some great responses so far from it. So people really enjoy taking it around. It's given them options and opportunities to experience something they never experienced before. And that's what this is about. Getting us more, having us have more ability to offer people to experience Missouri State Parks. So now, through the magic of media, let's head over to Confederate Memorial State Historic Site so I can tell you about some exciting things that took place over there this past year, and then wrap this video up. Hey, look at that. Welcome back. And welcome to Confederate Memorial State Historic Site here in Higginsville, Missouri. This became part of the State Parks program in 1952. It was designed to tell the story of the Confederate Veterans Home. Over 1,600 veterans lived here on site with their families for over 60 years. It was a small city, which had a working farm, had a dairy farm, a hospital, residence for the families, retirement home for the singles, a chapel, a cemetery, pond, steam plant, and so much more. Everything a small town would need to keep its residents well kept for. Many of the residents lived over 100 years of age. One in particular was 109 when he passed away. He was our oldest one. And even our very last resident, who died in 1950, Johnny Graves, was 108 years of age. Now, when he died in 1950, it was determined at that point that they would close down the home because there's no more veterans left, and the rest of the land was then turned over for Missouri State Parks. Today we're trying to tell the story of the individuals who lived here, and not just the veterans, but also the families and the workers, and whoever kept this home operational is who we want to know. In 1922, part of the land was used to create a park so everyone had a place to reflect, relax, and recreate. Well, we're keeping that alive today. And let me show you around the park a little bit as we go about things that you can do while you're here visiting Confederate Memorial State Historic Site. In keeping with the use of the park and recreational side of things, I'm happy to announce that us and Higginsville Park and Rec partnered together to actually complete and ready to use Missouri State Park's first 18-hole disc golf course. Now, what's great about this game is all you need is 3 discs. You need a driver, a mid-range, and a putter. And if you can throw it, you can play. You don't need any special shoes, you don't need any special clothing or anything like that. This game is truly for everyone. Let me give you a little demonstration. I'm terrible. That got closer. And just like that, you can be a pro in disc golf course. What's really cool too is that it really gets you out, lets you explore parts that part of the park that you don't normally see, especially here in Higginsville. So come out, give us your feedback, let us know what you think. So if we can tweak it a little bit, make improvements, it's really up to you guys how this all goes. So I also want to mention too that our lead interpreter, Marissa, she had her summer book club this year. And it was a great fan favorite, and that was another partnership with Higginsville Library. So what we're trying to do is really combine in partnership with other entities to get a better experience for everyone who comes out and visits the park. It was successful in the past, and it was really successful this year. This year they talked about birds and the importance of it, and they actually did some birding. They came out to a night program for an owl hike. So anytime you get a chance, come out and see us and go talk to Marissa about any upcoming programs she might have. Our maintenance workers are working hard as they can to keep this place beautiful, well-maintained, and manicured for your actual visit here at the park. They do small projects to big projects. And one big project they've been doing lately is removal of invasive species within the park. One big one that we have is called burning bush. And it's a beautiful bush, and it was planted for that reason, but it's also very invasive. So far, we've taken out over 1,000 burning bushes, and unfortunately, we have thousands more to go, and we'll get them done one bush at a time. I have to give a big thanks to Randy Rosa. He's a volunteer who comes to the park and helps with the invasive species removal, and he's been incredible. He has clocked so many hours for us, and we wouldn't be as far as we were without his help. So Randy, thank you so much for doing that. Also behind me, we do have a brand new bulletin board here in the middle portion part of the park. This board will give us information to pass on to everyone who actually comes to visit. Instead of visiting the site office, you can actually come and just visit from right here and check out information. Our golden plans is on the back of the board to have a historical map of the area to give some concept of what it was like back in the day before we see the more modern part of it. You can find it right here over by the pergola in the center portion and right across for where the new disc golf course actually starts. Speaking of the pergola, let's go check that out real quick. Now right behind me is the pergola, and this is going to be a big project we have that's going to start this year and probably take throughout the entire year next year. A lot of people think that, oh, just replace something, put it back up, and you're good to go. But when you have historical structures, it takes a lot of detail, a lot of research to make sure you're putting things back properly. Now the pergola's roof right now, or the boards on top, are not in the best condition. They're actually deteriorating, they're rotting out, they're old, and they're just wood. They need to be replaced. It doesn't matter how many times you paint something, eventually something actually goes bad. So that's what we're in the process of doing. Over the fall, everything's going to be taken down. Then we're actually going to shore up too all the columns to make sure they're safe when we put the new top on. And it's going to take a while to do all that, but I wanted to let you guys know right now, when you see it without the top on, it's planned that way. We're working on it, and we're going to fix it as fast as we possibly can. Hey, I'm just out here taking a stroll on the battlefield tour, and I want to mention my staff who works with me day in and day out, because without them I couldn't do my job, and well, these parks wouldn't look as good as they do without them. Jeff is my maintenance worker here at the Battle of Lexington, and he is a wizard. The stuff that man can do is unbelievable. I am so fortunate to have him. Carla is my main interpreter. She takes care of all the tours, makes sure the programs are going well. She also leads some groups as well in Missouri State Parks on interpretation. She's a gem to have as well too. Down at Confederate, I have Brad and Corey, my main leads for maintenance down there. And those guys mow as much as a golf course does, and yet they get other things done and accomplished as well too. And then I have Marissa. Marissa is my heartbeat down there because I'm split between the two different parks running back and forth, and she gets a lot of stuff done for me so I can get done and do some other things as well. So without Marissa, I don't know what I'd do over at Confederate. And then we have all our part-time staff. These guys come out year in and year out to actually help do tours, do maintenance, and they do it with a smile on their faces. They are amazing. We have people who've been here for over 20 years that come every year, and I'm as grateful as ever. So next time you come out and see them, tell them thank you. They do an amazing work, and they're the reason why we have state parks today. I was also thinking too, why these meetings are so cool, and I like the video format. We get a lot more input. So please, if you get a chance, take a minute, 30 seconds, and just post something down in the comments below. It's really helpful for us to figure out what you guys want as a public, how we can better ourselves. And we learn a lot of new things, but there's always something we need to learn better. And so we need your help with that. So if you get a chance, please leave a comment down below. Well, you made it to the end. Thank you for watching and attending our virtual public meeting presentation. Please feel free to share this link with your friends and family. We welcome your feedback. This video will be posted until the end of the month. If you have any questions, you can reach out to the office at 660-259-4654 for the Battle of Lexington, or 660-584-2853 for Confederate Memorial. You can also email us at the Battle of Lexington State Historic Site at dnr.mo.gov or Confederate Memorial State Historic Site at dnr.mo.gov. You may also use the comment section to provide feedback focused on the operation at both sites. If you have any questions or comments, you can also email them at moparks@dnr.mo.gov. The park and site information will be actually listed in the video description for your convenience. Thanks to the citizens of Missouri, our state parks and historic sites are supported by a 1/10% of the park and soil sales tax. This sales tax allows free access to Missouri's 92 state parks and historic sites. Remember, you're always welcome at Missouri State Parks. And until next year, bye.